originally chose to do skateboarding simply because it looked like a lot of fun. I've always had a lot of interest in both sports and art, and somehow skateboarding seemed to be the perfect combination of both of those things for me. A sport that wasn't really about winning for me, but it was truly about having fun and pushing yourself and becoming creative and making the sport very much your own. But if you ask me what skateboarding is to me, it's the reason I wake up at 6:30 on days when I don't have to. It's the reason that I go to the gym, and it's the reason that I've changed how I eat. It's somehow, in 3 very short years, completely turned my life upside down on its head. Now, I was actually into skateboarding as a kid. I thought that it looked like a lot of fun. I really wanted to learn how to do it, but due to just a bunch of different little circumstances that added up, I never even really got to learn how to shove it. But when I was living abroad in South Korea, my partner, who I was dating at the time, knew that I tried to learn how to skateboard as a kid and failed, and actually took me on a skate date. And I had so much fun that I knew that I needed to be a part of it again. So considering that I had failed to learn to skateboard as a child, I was thinking about learning how to longboard. So looking up longboarding tutorials on YouTube, I actually stumbled across Mike Osterman's championship run in Japan. And I watched that video and something just clicked in my mind. I just knew that, if I had seen that as a kid, if that was a style that I knew existed as a kid, I might have been able to stick through with skateboarding. And watching that video, I just knew that I had to try it, even though it did take me a whole year to actually get a skateboard and just try out freestyle. Which ties in nicely to this other question where, yes, I was into skateboarding before I ever actually got into freestyle as an adult and skateboarding in general. I did play all the Tony Hawk Underground games as a kid. I had them on GameCube. I had a friend who skated in elementary school, so between the friend and the games, I was pretty interested in it. And if that GameCube reference didn't date me, then I do have just over a year left of my 20s, and then I'll be joining the 30s gang. Had today been a weekday, I would have been long at work by now, but I do try to incorporate skateboarding into my normal weekday routine. I typically get up pretty early, around 6:30. I go to work at 8 right now. Because I work at a university, my hours do change depending on the season that we're in. Then I would probably work until 10:30 and try to sneak out between 10:30 and 11:30 for a lunchtime skate. The place I skate is really close to where I live, so I just jump over there real quick, try to get a session in. Since they are short sessions, it's only about 40 minutes long. I do try to cram a warm-up into 10 minutes and then really just work on whatever I want to, whether I'm working on a new trick or if I'm practicing my routine for the Euros, which I haven't done in over 2 weeks. And then I come back here and try to finish my workday. Sarang, do you have to play with that right now? Would you like to see this? I don't skate daily, but I do skate as often as I can. On bad weeks, I only skate about 3 times, and on good weeks, I skate 5 or 6 times. It really just depends on my schedule, if it's raining or not, and just how I feel. Because when I think I'm pushing myself too hard, I do pull back and try to slow down and give my body rest days. But when I'm not doing a dedicated rest day, that's when I go to the gym, like I'm going to right now. That is after I brush my teeth because I've had a ton of black tea today. As for content that I like to consume, I do keep up with a lot of the big channels like Johnny Geiger and John Hill. I watch all of Mike Osterman and Denim Hill's videos. They're my relax and enjoy skate content views. The 80s freestyle channel gets me kind of pumped on classic freestyle, and I do enjoy stumbling upon good skate parts. I really enjoy the parts that are made by Vans. Vans has a lot of high quality skate parts that inspire me and really make me wish I could just travel around and film other skaters. There's even a few skaters like Mark Suchu. I really enjoy watching him skate. I think I've watched all the parts of his that I could find because I could watch him skate all day. So I really kind of just stumble upon things and really enjoy them. Partner really wanted these. So this next question is a little interesting. It's how long have you been skating that freestyle deck, and are you going to keep using it or go to a different shape? And I think they're talking about this freestyle board. This is an open source board that I've been skating recently. It is a twin tail. I've been having a lot of fun with it, but I've actually been switching my board quite often. I've been skating the Bixby Mini from Waltz, which is 7.4 inches wide, really small. I've obviously been skating the Utah shape for quite a long time now, since November. And I've also finally gotten my hands on a spoon nose from Waltz that I've also been skating. And if you watch my Instagram, you'll notice that I've gone kind of back and forth between these boards. And I feel like right now I'm in a spot where I enjoy each of these boards for different reasons, and I'm just trying to find what I like. Recently, I found it kind of difficult to settle on a shape, which ties in really nicely to this next question, which is, I'd like to know why you prefer your twin tail board over a single kick flat nose board for freestyle. It's interesting because there's a lot of talk about the flat nose making certain stuff easier to do. So the Huntington shape does have a spoon nose, which means it has just the tiniest bit of an upturn here on the kick for the nose, but it's basically flat. And then we have a regular kick tail. Then we have Utah's board, which is just a twin tail, very low kicks, but you have the same symmetrical shape on both ends, same kick angle and everything. And it's funny because a lot of freestylers, a lot of American and a lot of European freestylers I've noticed really like single kicks. They really enjoy them. They talk about how things like Casper is easier when you have a flat nose, and things like truck stands are easier when you have a flat nose. And it's true. I can confirm, having skated this board, that Caspers and truck stands, especially no-handed truck stands, which I can't do, they are easier when you have a flat nose. However, maybe because I've mostly skated double kicks, I have absolutely no problem doing a Casper on a kick tail. I actually think I kind of prefer it. I personally like the extra pull down from the tail. So basically, the steeper this tail is, the harder you're going to have to fight against gravity to keep the nose up off the ground. And I like the double kick. The reason I prefer symmetrical kicks over, say, the Bixby shape, which has a different shaped nose than it does tail, is because no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, I really want my feet to have just one set of muscle memory. Like, I want it to feel exactly the same no matter what I'm doing. I really like shove-it tricks. I really like rotating tricks. I really like footwork. I'm not huge into truck stands. Although it'd be really cool to learn something like a carousel, I don't think I'll ever be a very heavy truck dancer. I like Caspers, but I find Caspers perfectly comfortable on my double kicks. And that's really my thing. Like, I love having one set of muscle memory. No matter how the board's changing, no matter what direction I'm skating, no matter what trick I did, the tail is always going to feel exactly the same. But that's not how everybody wants to skate, and that's why we have different shapes, to suit different styles and people who want to skate different ways, which is kind of one thing that I find really fun about freestyle. So when circumstance forces me to take a little bit of a skate break, a few weeks or so, I actually do tend to ease myself back into skateboarding. So for the last 2 weeks, I only got to skate once, not very much, just a little bit at a really fun skate meetup inside of DC, which I then rested for another week. And so on Friday, I did kind of start to ease myself back into exercise just by going to the gym, accidentally pushed myself a little bit too hard, rested on Saturday, finally got to skate on Sunday, though I didn't get to skate very long or very hard, but that was very much a warm-up session. It was basically just manual variations and me failing to do manual variations for about an hour before I came home again. Today I'm resting because the weather's not great, but tomorrow, hopefully I can go back in full force. Let's get off the floor now.